Yo, so in my last video, I talked a little bit about my homebrew. It was a tricolor D6 system. A little bit about my world building, which takes place on the planet Navara, which is a man made, artificial engineered planet. There are two campaigns. One is called the Firmament, which is kind of primordial in nature, and then High Fantasia, which is a little bit more romantic. So I was going to talk about in this session the fact that this can be played as kind of a living experience novel. So start typing in. So we're going to play the Firmament as an RPG like novel version. We're going to use a Charon, which is the name of the protagonist, as a playable protagonist. He is a classic fighter slash a etheric mage. So he gets an attack as well as an etheric magic. So he gets a movement, a combat action, an additional etheric magic, an additional etheric magic per round, as well as black die special. And we're gonna have to do some work in order to get this kind of play correct. Let's see what ChatGPT is saying. It's running the Firmament as an RPG novel hybrid where prose and mechanics advance together. Protagonist, a Chiron, whose role is kind of a classic fighter slash etheric mage. The mode is novel version, so there's some cinematic narration plus explicit roles per round economy. You get a movement die. You're going to get combat action die. There's going to be also an additional etheric magic action, which is colored azul. One additional magic action per round, separate from the combat die. This is not a replacement. It stacks. Special die, stances, reaction, environmental exploits, fighter techniques, all kinds of great stuff. This makes H-Ron deliberately over capable, which fits protagonist status, etheric attunement, the mythic scale, the firmament. Now the goal for a Chiron as a protagonist is to descent from the highest sky pinnacle down to the core of the planet and back. So I have to kind of. So the game goal is to have him descend from the highest pinnacle located at cloud layer 10, which is the Sky Palace, down to the core at at level 1 and survive the trip back, even though he goes through changes. So let's see if ChatGPT understands what's happening. Firmament novel RPG frame grand objective lot. Atron must descend from Cloud Layer 10, the highest pinnacle, which is Sky Palace. Reach Cloud Layer 1 core, survive the return ascent. Do so change, but not erase. This is not a dungeon crawl, it's a rite of passage through gravity, memory, and power. So we're going to do the Cloud Layer 10 through 6 is political, mythic, ceremonial, philosophical pressure. 5 through 3 monsters. 2 to 1 reality thins. Core of the planet responds to Atron's presence. So the core is actually kind of alive. Change mechanic. Atron will change, but not all changes are upgrades. He'll change by making it to the core and ascending back. I guess so we want to use death as part of the game. We want to build Atron in a minimax fashion or maximum survivability. Perfect. Then we'll treat death as a mechanic, not a failure state. We'll minimax Atron for survivability. Design philosophy, survive at all costs. Avoid core minimax principles. Yeah, different types of death. That's kind of cool. Defensive priorities, mobility, reaction specials, etheric stabilization, armor and endurance, mini-max rules. Okay, cool. Couple of other things is that she'll want to use guard as a mechanic. Armor points too. Guard. New primary defense guard. Atron's ability to not die. How guard state is either guarded. Come on. No, I don't think any of this is right. And like I was saying in my last video, that sometimes ChatGPT is based on stats and means he does or doesn't get hit in combat. Sometimes ChatGPT will try to fill in gaps. Guard, do you get touched? Armor points, what happens if you do? Okay, there we go. Attack. So, armor points, if guard fails, armor absorbs HP less than 0, there's a death state check. What guard represents? Okay. Who knows? I may have ruined. Okay. So we still want to roll stats with 3 different chances for a great build. Roll stats with 3 different chances for great. Perfect. Method 6. Core stats. 46 drop lowest. First stat 3 full cents. We're gonna have might, guard, endurance, aether will. So this totally changes stuff from my last video. Totally changes stuff from my last video, where I think the courier we were playing got like just might and a couple other things on 1d6. Cool. So he got 4d6 somehow for 6 stats all of a sudden. Let's do all calculations real quick. And I believe I lost my net connection. That's what that ding means. No, there it goes. And a complete derived stat block. Well, that's a little disappointing that there's now 6 stats instead of the 3 from earlier, and they used 4d6s to determine that, whereas the last character, I don't even know. There's some calculations, so we get bonuses to a lot of stuff. Well, okay, cool. Oh shoot, we also need skill checks, moral, philosophical, and doctrinal checks for all factions. Acheron needs skills, abilities, spells, starting gear, and starting gear. Excellent. This is where the firmament becomes more than combat. Got some skill, difficulty class, skills category, Acheron. Cool. Got stuff for athletics, acrobatics, weapon mastery, endurance, etheric, mental skills, moral, philosophical, and doctrinal checks. This is critical to the firmament. These checks replace traditional charisma mechanics, moral checks, philosophical checks, doctrinal checks for factions, abilities, protagonist poise, once per scene, reroll a failed guard check, fighter readiness, active abilities on a black die, guard reset, riposte, grounded stance, got some spells, starting gear in the Sky Palace, which Diathosis was something I was talking to ChatGPT about as far as the sword name. Bladed weapon, reacts to death states, later armor. Got some equipment. So he's play ready. Let's talk about generate 3 opposing factions for the play. Below are 3 opposing factions. Define a conflict with each other. Pressure. Later on. Yeah, I can't even pronounce that. The Aureate Synod. Oh, goodness, there's a lot going on here. The Engine Concord. Materia Engineers. The Core Bound Vigil. Which are the core. I haven't really talked about it. There's a lot of magic and tech and stuff like that involved in this, and the core of the planet is kind of alive. There's a giant elemental bound inside of an obsidian sphere. So, okay. Let's like now boot game. Firmament novel RGB boot sequence initiated. System status. Protagonist Acheron. Fighter / etheric mage at level 3. He's in highest pinnacle. Twilight. Oh crap. And no, I don't want to play it. Put it in tabletop RPG mode so I can explore and fight and stuff. We'll switch fully into tabletop RPG mode. I can move. I can attack, cast a spell, guard, use special. Cool. A lot of HP all of a sudden, which is totally different from the last time I tried to play this. There's a lot of options that the DM is giving me. I can walk around Sky Palace, sneak away from this enemy synod, talk to them, examine descent routes. So I can actually just type in what I want to do, as well as maybe try to follow the options. Search for hidden loot. Let's see what happens with the mechanics and stuff like that. This is an exploration action, not kind of search check. So we're going to roll a d6, get an awareness modifier, get an etheric perception skill. For a bonus of 3, we get a 7 on a difficulty of 6. That's nice. Success. Find some hidden loot. While moving along the maintenance causeway, you notice something wrong. A section of marble that doesn't hum and sync with the palace wards. I've got an etheric guard sigil uncommon. Passive item, worn or slotted effect. Once per combat, when a guard roll fails, treat it as a glancing hit instead of a full hit. Sky Palace. Wait a minute. Oh, I got more loot. Sky Palace Medallion. I've got an etheric stabilizer, which is consumable. Your movement was observed as a side effect. One of the Synod arbiters turns their head slightly. They did not intervene, but they noticed something. This will matter later. Turn status. Cool. Let's look around the area. This is a situational awareness scan. No movement commitment yet. Awareness check, environmental perception. Roll d6 plus awareness modifier. I got a 6 on a difficulty of 6. Success. What Atron sees. You pause, breathe, let the height speak. We got a mental local map. There's an edge platform. Cool. A Synod observation hall. Maintenance causeway is where I'm at right now. It goes down into the 9th layer. There's an etheric anchor obelisk. Threats and opportunities. You are not under attack. You're being watched. The environment favors stealth, preparation, decisive action. Cool. And this is going to DM's going to give me some options. Or I can type in stuff. So I want to look around for a party member. And we're going to look around for a party member. You're scanning specifically for another capable individual, not just movement or noise, but someone who could survive the descent. Search for a companion check. Social situational awareness. Going to roll a white d6 and add awareness and etheric perception. I got a 6 on a difficulty of 6 as a success, barely. You spot movement where there shouldn't be any. Beneath the edge platform, partially concealed by an anchor strut and wrapped in a travel cloak, someone is waiting, but lying in wait. I think we got a party member found. Lyra of the Lower Winds. They're unaffiliated. They're a scout, windbound adept. From Cloud Layer 7, what you can tell, there's light armor, short spear, etheric wind attunement. She's not a Synod or a Concord or a Vigil. She doesn't bow or threaten. If recruited, she acts on her own initiative. Provides +1 to scouting. Cool. So what we're going to do is attempt to recruit. Action, attempt to recruit her. This is a doctrinal, practical alignment check, not persuasion, not charisma. She's evaluating whether your survival theory matches her recruitment trick. We got a black D6 plus a will modifier plus awareness modifier. And we got a success. That was a hard roll. You got an 8. There's a conditional join and stuff like that. Party updated. We're now in a party. Illira of the Lower Winds, party member, is a scout, skirmisher, acts after H-Run, moderate HP, high guard, light armor points, +1 to awareness checks once per scene, yada yada yada. Faction consequence for this: one of the Synod arbiters notices her movement. Just a mark in a ledger. Let's try a combat. Combat initiated. Tabletop mode. Live encounter. So we're going up against one of the Synod arbiters. Gold script flares. So we have 2 palace guards. They've got some accuracy. They've got 1d6 plus 2 damage. Guard is moderate. AP 6, HP 14. They got some doctrine. And it's going to be Atron and Illira. Initiative happens. Atron, palace guards, and Illira. So I got a move, a combat action, a magic, and a special. So we want to roll movement. Is what we want to do. This determines positioning, spacing, and footing for round. I've got 6. A 6 is a strong success. And I've got both guards in front of me. We have some mechanical effects. It's going to be +1 to guard. Roll is roll combat action. So I roll red D6 plus my attack bonus to get a 9 checked against his guard. Is the hit confirmed? Damage roll is my red D6 plus the might modifier. Damage roll 5. Hang on, I don't know if that's right. Alright, I'm gonna ask it real quick. Is my damage calculation based off of my weapon? I'm just making sure. Yes, but right now you're using the baseline weapon profile. So Oh, it's the red D6 plus might modifier, yeah. Alright, cool. Cool. Your turn is still active until. Okay. Roll magic. I kind of don't want to go over 45 minutes. Since you didn't specify a spell, I'll apply the default combat control choice. So it's kind of defaulting. Palace Guard B. Control spell. Aetheric cast check is as usual. Plus spell bonus for a 9. Resistance was 5, so the spell is a success. Cool. Now I'm gonna skip the black roll because it's kind of sort of unpredictable. Skip black roll next turn. Enemy turn, round 1. Palace Guard has got an AP of 0. Got 0 armor, but 12 HP. Roll 7. My guard is 8, so he misses. Palace Guard B rolls 5. My guard rolled 9 for miss. It's now Illyra's turn. It looks like that's happening automatically. Now it's my turn. Alright, cool. Round 2 begins. I want to. Well, I guess I can. Roll movement. Action roll movement. I got a 3. That's modest. You adjust position to keep guard A pressured. Maintain awareness of guard B. Mechanical effects. No bonus. No bonus on a 3. Roll combat. Or the roll combat action. So it doesn't always have to be an attack. It could be like some kind of action, right? You commit to another weapon strike. Attack roll is going to be a red D6 plus attack bonus for 11. Their guard is 6. The hit is confirmed. The damage roll with D6 plus might for 7. His armor has already been broken. His HP is reduced to 5. So quick combat read. Cool. I may roll magic and roll black on this round. So the black, I guess, plays out optionally because it's kind of unpredictable. We're going to do a spell called Momentum Theft. end his ability to continue fighting and convert his motion into survivability. So I roll the cast is a d6 plus 4 for 7. The difficulty is 6, so I get 7. So it's a success. Momentum theft. He's knocked prone. His next action is forfeited. You regain 2 armor points. Armor points are 13. That's kind of cool. Your armor can be healed. So that cost me mana. Black die, special action. You immediately follow through with a controlled finisher posture. Riposte guard. The black die roll is a 4. You gain +2 to your next guard roll. End of round 2. So the guard A is prone. His next action is forfeited. Guard B, armor points are 4, HP, hit points 14. He's under the Gravitas Bind spell. Okay, cool. Now on 3, your turn. Control state. Did they get their turn? I think... I don't know what just happened. Well, it says it's my turn. Let's, I've got options here. Finish. Guard A. Let's see how this plays out. Action, finish guard A. This is a lethal combat action against a prone, broken opponent. No guard check is required. It's execution level strike. The attack is automatic hit due to the fact he's prone. Blah, blah, blah. The damage roll. D6 plus might is 8. The guard is defeated. Immediate consequences. There's consequence. The R8 Synod reacts. The Arbiter raises 1 finger. The remaining guard freezes, not from fear, but from protocol. You have crossed from deviation into violation. This was no longer containment resistance. This was killing under authority. Faction status update. The RE8 Synod is now hostile, and that's permanent. Your Sky Palace medallion is now dangerous evidence. Future Synod forces will escalate faster. Illyria's response. That closes doors, but it opens paths. So guard A is dead. Guard B is alive. Restraining and hesitating. There's an arbiter. Round continues. Controlled escalation. You still have movement. My combat is used. Magic and special is used. I don't know why. Next choices. I'm not sure. I'm not sure why I still have options here. Next round, I'm not sure why I still have options after I have done rolls. So round 4 begins. I think the reason guard B is not attacking is under that gravitas bind, and I'm not sure why Illyris is not. So we want to just like finish guard B. Hit confirm, no contest. Damage roll, 9. 8. His armor shattered. Remaining damage 5. Goes from 14 to 9. I have no idea. I have no idea how that calculation just works. So I may check that. So go back and check all those combat calculations silently. I don't understand why Illyra didn't receive turns or guards didn't attack as often. Can you explain it to me? Great question. This is exactly the right moment to pause and audit the combat system, because what you noticed is real. And it is possible that ChatGPT simplified for flow versus what the full tabletop logic actually is. Why didn't Illyra take full turns? Design choice. Illyra was treated as a support companion, not a full player PC. She does not get a full 4 action economy. That's common. What she did in round 1 was positioned. There was a harassment strike that had an effect, and there was ongoing flank denial. Why this was done? If Illyra had full initiative, full guard checks, the fight would have doubled in complexity immediately and slowed exploration. Why the guards didn't attack as often? Guard behavior was not missed. It was doctrine-driven restraint. They were ordered to contain, fighting under synod law, mechanical consequence of containment orders. They don't use multiple attacks, blah, blah, blah. Why guard checks felt too successful. This one is pure math, and your build did exactly what it was supposed to do. Cool. Why finishing blows didn't require extra rolls. This is a tabletop abstraction choice. Once an enemy has AP 0, is prone, has lost initiative control, and you choose lethality, we convert it to a resolution state, not repeated attack loops, because otherwise you get, I hit him again, okay, roll, he's still alive, repeat, which adds rolls with no meaningful decisions. What did get simplified, the enemy AI, they could have withdrawn, called reinforcements, gone full lethal. They didn't because Synod Doctrine forbids premature escalation, and the arbiter was still assessing us. Or we can go to full strict tabletop mode. Let's go to like a full strict tabletop mode. Cool. It's not that bad. Like I said, if you want to do some sessions, it may take quite a bit of time to set up for each chat. So I'm actually done at the moment. So peace out.